Well, last night we got the big CinemaCon announcement about Beyond the SpiderVerse, a release date, and even a first little peek at the upcoming film. But as many of you know, a trailer was shown, and now not only do we have a full trailer description, but some more reveals from the filmmaker. So if you want all the details, you better stay tuned. Well, this week at CinemaCon and Spider-Man fans are eating good. Now, as many of you know, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse was originally set to be released last year. Then it got pushed to this March, and then it got pulled off of the schedule. So, when we found out yesterday it was indeed going to come our way June 4th, 2027, it was a bit of a relief. Now, along with the release date yesterday, we got a couple of peeks at the new film, but we also got word of a trailer that nobody who didn't go to CinemaCon got to see. But now we've got a bit of a description of the trailer from Variety, which really actually sounds like a sneak peek, and Phil Lord himself diving in on the film. So first, let's talk about the sneak peek. Now, Variety did a report on this and gave us a bit of a breakdown. And in their report, they said, quote, "In the footage, which again showcased the franchise's bold, stylized animation, Miles Morales declares that he is doing things his way, after lamenting that everyone has been telling him how his own story is supposed to go. Gwen Stacy and other Spider friends also made appearances in the brief teaser, which has yet to be released to the public." Now, it sounds like to me the teaser was probably very short. I suspect around 30 seconds, and that probably reflects the current status of production. With the film about 2.5 years out, I don't suspect many shots are actually done. But it was pretty good Sony did not come empty-handed for this project, because fans were growing a bit frustrated. Now, during the presentation, one of the film's producers, Phil Lord, was on site, and Phil Lord had a lot to say. He told the attendees that when Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse begins, Miles Morales is a fugitive on the run from every other spider hero in the Spider-Verse. And, quote, "Gwen and his other friends may or may not be enough to help him save the family that's been the leading part of the entire system." Which definitely makes this sound like the final entry where everything is coming to a head. We've been leading to some pretty big moments and had some pretty big teases, specifically Miles' father's death, and his, quote, canon moment that has to happen. But it sounds like based on all of this, Miles is choosing his own path. Now, one other thing they did talk about, which I think was important, was the delay. Now, Phil Lord was not alone. He also had co-directors Bob Persichetti and Justin Thompson, and they actually directly addressed the delay in a way that I think makes a lot of sense, but wasn't very revealing. They said, quote, "We know how important this franchise is to so many people around us. We just could not run it back. So we decided we need to take the time to make sure we just got it just right." It's going to be a massive finale to the trilogy, and it's meant for the biggest screens. We are preparing this movie especially for your large format screens. It looks insane. Now, this to me suggests that they're really going to give us something special on the animated side, and it's going to focus on those big IMAX theaters, which honestly, from a financial perspective, that makes a lot of sense because those films definitely draw more money into the box office. I also love the idea of seeing this stylized animation on a huge screen, and not only that, it being geared towards that huge screen. This is how you get stuff that's very, very special and creates a unique experience. Now, like we said at the beginning of the video, this doesn't drop until June of 2027, so we have an absolutely huge wait. There are a lot of other things going on. It sounds like to me Sony is very focused on this particular project. They've cleaned a lot of the other Spider-Man stuff off their schedule. They have the upcoming MCU film Spider-Man Brand New Day and this animated feature. And I think honestly guys, this is probably all that Sony can handle. We were hearing rumblings about a spin-off from this featuring maybe Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen, but it looks like at this point Sony is prioritizing this film to get it into theaters, and not only get it into theaters, but get it into theaters with a mission, which I think is probably a pretty important detail and the right way to finish a race. Sorry, Sony has this great tendency to start strong and end weak, and it feels like they're trying to break that trend with this particular film. Now, I do suspect we might get some more details in the next week or two, and then this project is probably going to go silent for about a year. Probably for next year's CinemaCon, we'll get a full-on trailer for Beyond the Spider-Verse, but if you're a fan of this franchise, I would not expect a lot of news between now and then. We'll keep our eyes peeled, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of those details, and as soon as we have more, we'll bring it your way. Now before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.